Alright, this video is going to be about adding balconies and porches and fun stuff like that. These structures are actually pretty simple. The only thing you guys may have not done before is insert a railing. So really, depending on where you want to add this balcony or porch, let's say, for example, I want to do like a balcony right here on the second floor, elevated up here. First of all, I'll probably want to add like a door to it. I'll just do one of these exterior doors. Okay, that looks like a door in a school building, so you want to use a different door, download one. But anyways, and then on level 2, here, so there's different ways you can do this. I would probably just add a floor structure. So to build the footprint of it, and then we're going to add a railing. So all you need to do is I have level 2 open because we're going to do this on level 2, and I'm just going to add a floor structure, an architectural floor, and I'm just going to do a rectangle, and depending on where you want this to go and how far out you want it to be, maybe you only want it to be like, maybe 10 feet wide, 15 feet long. That's a pretty good size. And yeah, so that footprint looks good to me. If you do this wrong though, say you actually wanted it to be 8 feet wide, you can always modify that. Likewise here, so you meant to make that 13 feet, for example, you can always modify that. So I'm just clicking on those lines, coming here and clicking those blue dimensions and typing them in. Okay. So from here, we've made our floor structure. I'm going to say okay. Don't attach walls to a balcony floor. And so now we just have this floating floor. Now what we need to do is create like a railing. So over here, we're on level 2. I'm going to create a railing. I'm going to sketch the path. And I'm just going to draw lines and sketch that boundary for that railing. Okay, and right now this is set a glass panel, depending on what you want to do. These are guardrails, handrails, pipe rectangular. Let's see what this looks like, and then we'll hit check and go to your 3D view. Now you got a little railing around your porch there. As far as making like a cover for the porch, you can either extend your roof out. For example, if I make a roof up on my level 3 here, let me open up my level 3, click save, I'm actually going to draw this. Well, I guess I actually want the roof on my level 2, so I'm going to open up my level 2 and make a roof real quick. But when you're drawing your roof, you can, we usually pick walls and do that. But you can also add this little protruding part to your roof footprint. So I'm just kind of like sketching out. I also need to add an overhang to this, so I'm going to bump all those out because that is not a good roof design. So we're going to add an overhang. I'll add one over here too. Okay, and then I'm going to use that corner tool. I'm going to trim this, and I'm going to add that to that roof structure. So I'm going to hit check mark. So in 3D, oops, okay, so we do want to put this on level 3. Sorry, I'm going to change the base level. So I selected the roof and changed the base level and the properties over here. And so now we have this little covered porch area. Okay, pretty cool, pretty cool. For example, now this kind of brings me into adding columns. You would do like a similar thing on a base level. You just extend the floor out and add the railing if you need to add a railing. But if you want to add columns, you can add, so if we go to level 2, we can insert in the architecture tab columns. We can do architectural columns. So this is like a metal clad You can do rectangular ones. This one looks kind of fancy. I'm gonna make it a little smaller though. And you can actually make this smaller as well. But I will place those. And then in 3D, you can see I have those little columns, okay? And you can actually attach these columns. So if you click on one, you can attach it to the roof so that it'll pop up straight into the roof. Attach, kind of like you can do with the walls. And if you're like, man, I really don't like that column, you can always go back to like a regular rectangular column instead. Another fun thing you can do, and you may want to do right now, these are like 18 inches wide. See here, 18 by 18. You may not want them to be that big, but you might, and you may not want to mess with it, but you can actually go and edit type. This is kind of like making a wall type and duplicate it. Say you want them to only be like 6 inches by 6 inches. It's not a very big column, but maybe it's just more like for show. It doesn't really, and then you can change this from 0. See this depth and width in here? I'm just changing those numbers to 6 inches. And I'm gonna say, okay, and you just made a little skinny column, which might be what you wanted. And then now this is like, it's a whole new column. You made a whole new column type. You can actually you can change column types. You can change the way that they look. If you go into edit type and change the material of it, you can change the material to like a, like a birch wood, for example, and say, okay, you may not actually want it to look like that, but now it's actually like a wooden column. I think it defaults to like concrete or that base material. So there's some different things you can do. And if you want to do these on level 1, you can just go to level 1 and, oops, I did structural column. We don't want structural, we want architectural. And you can add columns to your level 1, and it'll add them, well, where did I go? There they are. Out here. So depending on what style of house you're doing, this might be kind of like a feature you want to add. And then just remember, you can click on these, you can change the type, you can make them, this is like a bigger one. You can also change the top level. It doesn't have to be level 2. You could change it to level 3 and it'll go way up to the top. So there's all kinds of stuff in here that you can do. You probably, so you can even load different types of columns if you find one like on BIM objects that you like, and bring it into your project. So that is how you do that kind of stuff. Hopefully that helps you guys.